Little update, it's been a couple days. Did a little bit of work. Basically got it off the pallet, up on the jack stands, and we're gonna start reassembling this thing. Got everything stripped off of here that I possibly needed. Got all the wiring, all the brackets, all the little miscellaneous hardware off of there. We're gonna start. I'm gonna clean up the gas tank a little bit, and then get those brake lines riveted in, gas tank dropped in. I want to start reassembly on the motor, getting everything connected back up, all the coolant lines run, and then hopefully drop that wiring harness in there to start laying that out. Somewhere. Kind of at a point here, got a few things reassembled, got the coolant lines on, got those lines in, got the fuel tank in, started connecting up all the coolant lines here, getting these all hooked up. I'm going to drop the wiring harness on here because I need that in place so I kind of know where all my wires need to go. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. That'll do it for today. Got the wiring harness set in place. Still got to connect everything. If you need a few miscellaneous pieces of hardware to connect all this, we're gonna go ahead and finish for today. So today's project's gonna be get all this wired back up, set back up, and then we'll start working our way forward. on getting this front end cleaned up, finish mounting the coolant lines, get the steering rack in, and then we're gonna get the wiring harness up here through the firewall.
It was at this moment he knew he messed up.
And this steering rack has to go in before the diff, which means that has to come off. The diff has to drop down because there's one nut that I can't get to. No matter how I try, I just can't get onto this one to tighten it. So sucks, but I have to undo all that. The front end put back together, steering rack's in and tight, differentials back in, all this is put back together the way it's supposed to be. All this is tightened down. Now I'm going to work on getting this wiring harness through the firewall. We're back again today. Got a couple things cleaned up back here and installed. Got some of the wiring finished up back here, cleaned up, secured. Got some more of the dash installed. Got the wiring harness run up to the front. Gonna work on finishing up a couple things back here. Get the steering in. Get this dash put back together, the center console as much as we can. So we're back working on the RZR here. As you can see, we made some progress. I didn't get it all on video, but I got a lot of the dash put together. I think the motor, all the wiring is pretty much in place. Got the coolant tank in place. Started getting these plastics kind of laid back out so I remember where those go. We're gonna work today on getting the suspension all back together back here. And try and get those together. Fix the torn axle boot up here, and then get the A-arms and the front suspension going here as well. Got a couple more parts coming, should be here in the next couple days. Hopefully be able to wrap this thing up in about a week. Got the rear end kind of buttoned up, just waiting on brake pads as those are really worn, and then we just got to install the sway bar and then we should be pretty much done. Got the clutch all put back together, primary, secondary belts back on. All this side's assembled, again waiting for brake pads, replacing all four. Suspension's mounted up. Gonna work on getting the front axle boot replaced that's damaged, and then work on getting the front end installed, see if we can't make this thing a roller. Got the front suspension back together on the passenger side. Now we're going to do the same thing on the driver's side.